Hello and welcome to the class. I am Vishali Sharma, your psychology educator, and today we will be doing part 2 of our chapter 3, meeting life challenges. These are certain things about myself, and if you want to join my live classes, you may contact on the number given below. Without any further delay, let's begin. लाइफस्टाइल, मम्मा कहती है लाइफस्टाइल ठीक करो, पापा कह रहे हैं लाइफस्टाइल ठीक करो, टीचर्स कह रहे हैं लाइफस्टाइल ठीक करो, बट ये लाइफस्टाइल है क्या? सो लाइफस्टाइल इज बेसिकली अ ओवरऑल पैटर्न ऑफ डिसीजंस दैट यू मेक अबाउट योर बिहेवियर टू इम्प्रूव योर क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ. अब क्या होता है ना कि हम अपनी जो क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ है उसे खुद ही सुधारते हैं और खुद ही बिगाड़ते हैं. व्हाई? बिकॉज इफ आई एम टेकिंग बैलेंस्ड मील, रेगुलर एक्सरसाइज, फैमिली सपोर्ट, देन obviously I am good to go. But if I am always having pizzas and burgers and Mexicans and all of these things that are just stimulating my tongue but not my brain and my body, then I'm actually degrading my inner self bodily and not able to perform better because every another day I'm sick. Okay, so stress, basically a lot of stress for a long period of time may expose you to different pathogens which will make you more ill. If you're like under stress, you're binge eating stuff that is not at all good for your health, you're actually putting yourself at the risk of developing an illness, because you are actually at risk by eating certain things that are not good for your health, and now you're actually doing much more worse behavior because you are also under stress. So in stress, we are actually not sleeping properly, not taking we are taking poor nutritional habits, and we are engaging into risk taking behavior. For example, high smoking, like chain smoking, alcohol abuse. So these are certain things you will encounter. People under too much stress actually abuse alcohol, like insane amount of alcohol they'll take, insane amount of chain smoking they'll do, and they'll not take a little bit of moment to think and rationalize that eating such things or drinking or smoking will not going to reduce my stress. And studies have actually revealed that if you have promoting behaviors, health promoting behaviors like balanced meal, regular exercise, family support, you're going to excel and you're going to have less stress. You are going to experience more positive quality of life. But if you don't, then you may know the reasons. Coping with stress. So coping is a dynamic situation specific reaction. Just these 4 words: dynamic, situation specific reaction. Dynamic because it's always changing. It's not one for every stressful situation. Situation specific, obviously if it is changing because of the situation. Reaction because that is something that you're responding. So now under stressful situation you are going to cope. Why? Because obviously why aren't we coping? If we are under too much stress, then we need to cope. Okay, so to manage stress, people engage in multiple type of coping strategies. According to Andler and Parker, they are different. According to Lazarus, they are different. If you're asked according to Andler and Parker, you're going to write these 3, and if you're asked to write according to Lazarus, you're going to write the 2 that I'm going to teach you further. So first of all, if you're writing your board answer, you need to make this flow chart till the red line. Okay, till the red line. Let me highlight you what I'm trying to say. These 3 things. Please just make this particular line diagram and then start explaining. Okay, so now after this, 3 types: task oriented, emotion oriented, avoidance oriented. Something related to task. If you have a problem, exam coming up, or somebody's relative's marriage coming up, so now think about how to tackle the examination, how to make a timetable, how to write the answers, how to practice writing exam before actually going to write the exam, how to manage your time, how to actually deal with everything going around you when you're preparing for your exam is basically task oriented strategy, where actually you are scheduling a timetable to work on the task. Emotion oriented in this, you are basically oriented towards your emotion. You just want to calm your mind down, and you're thinking, just telling yourself that stop worrying about it, just put it out of your system, just don't talk about it, stop worrying. मतलब आपने बस अपने emotions को काबू में लाने के लिए you have told yourself that just don't think about exam. Why? This is in a long term not doing no good to your brain. Then avoidance is actually protective thought. You can say putting things under the carpet, or you have an examination, you know that you need to work upon it, but that thought of examination is giving you too much anxiety, so you just call up your friend, talk to him or her, and just waste your time so that you don't have much time to actually now think about your exam also. Then Lazarus and Folkman, so they said that coping refers to the constantly changing cognitive and behavioral effort to master, reduce and tolerate the internal and external demands that are created by stressful transaction. Very easy. So constant changing conditions, cognitive and behavioral efforts that you put in. If you want to see certain situations, you just need to solve by emotions. If somebody died, or if somebody got like met with an accident, now you cannot deal this thing by making a timetable, right? You cannot go into the problem. It's already, the harm has already been done. So now you have to focus on your emotions. There, when your emotion focused strategies actually works. But when you're actually not focusing on emotions, your like timetable, your examination, so here you need not to work about your emotions, but rather you need to work upon the timetable to plan to excel in your field. Okay, so he said that in this we have problem focused, when I made a plan of action and followed it, whereas in the emotion focus, I did something to let it out of my system. For example, calling up your friend, telling your mom, telling everybody that I'm not feeling good, please get me some good chocolates or something that give me dopamine rush and I can be into the normal state again emotionally, but not related to the problem. Then we have stress management technique. It's actually generally helpful to know about how to manage your stress for everybody, be it psychology students, be it sociology students, scientists, everybody should know how to manage their stress properly. So first of all, stress is a silent killer. This was the first thing I also told you, that if you know that how to deal stress, you can safeguard yourself from multiple diseases, for example hypertension, cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, ulcers and even cancers. So first of all, we have certain techniques. These techniques are very simple techniques and you can actually practice them all by yourself. First of all, relaxation technique. So if you have very much, like hypertension is nothing related to tension, but it's actually high blood pressure. Hypertension is another name for high blood pressure. So here we do deep breathing, like inhale, exhale, inhale, hold your breath, exhale very slowly. So these techniques actually helps to bring your stress to bring your stress down, and also to bring your blood pressure to a normal level. And then we come to meditation process. We have already known that it's a very well-known yogic process. Here we actually put our attention to any particular object and then give all our dhyan to that particular object, and we become unaware about the stimulations of the environment, and we become conscious about only and only that object of your meditation, and that also helps us reducing our anxiety. Then we have biofeedback. So biofeedback is a very fantastic technique because I've seen it set up. See, now in biofeedback, you will have your own biology under your control. See, we cannot really stop our heart from pounding. We cannot really put our breathe on break. We cannot do anything that is involuntarily happening in our body coming into the control of our voluntary mind. But in biofeedback, you actually get the feedback from the bar that it says that you are now relaxing, your body is in relaxed state. So then you start practicing relaxation to get that green signal on the biofeedback machine, and your mind actually starts getting relaxed and calm and composed. So here we develop awareness about our physiological responses such as heart rate and everything, and then we also learn certain ways to control the physiological responses and transferring that control of our own body to our real life conditions. That certain things that, for example, nosy neighbors and certain people that are very toxic to your life, you can put the control by saying, no, I don't want to talk to you. Then we come to creative visualization. So creative visualization, as the name suggests, you have to visualize stuff which is very creative. Like for example, here you have to imagine a very creative scene in which you will be imagining beautiful birds chirping, greenery, mountains if you're a mountain person, and beaches if you're a beach person. And then your thoughts come to like relaxation, your mind start relaxing, and you need like a turning point of that, like that scene becomes a reality in your head and you start calm down. Then you have cognitive behavioral technique. It is the technique by Mishenbaum. The question actually comes on this technique, just explain this technique totally or something related to that. can come in your exam. So this technique is basically an internal monologue to actually fight stress. First of all, you will have assessment of the problem. You will see that what is wrong with the environment. If you're going for a job interview, or if you're going, let's not go to job interview, we go to multiple job interviews in our example. So now let me think, so we are going to our boss to ask for a leave because it's Ganpati time now. Okay, so now you'll assess that whether this boss gonna give me this leave if I am going to ask it on Tuesdays when he's actually very much under pressure of the work by the CEO and all. So I will go on a day when he's also free. I'll assess the problem properly. I'll see what are the pros and cons of doing things on these days or not on these days or something like that. Then stress reduction technique. I will actually relax myself. I will practice and then I will apply. For example, I have actually assessed that Saturday is the day when the boss is like a little chill because he's like going interacting with his other colleagues or going to some Saturday night weekend party. So he's chill in the house. So in the, what do we call it, office setup. So I'll go to the boss. I'll ask him that, sir, will you please give me a leave for a day because it's like some major festival coming up. You will practice the response also, and then again the reply and the response in your second step, and then you'll apply and follow up. Nice, no? Then we have exercise. So everybody in the world is saying please do exercise, just not for your physical wellness but also for your mental wellness, because it does affect you mentally, it does affect you like physically. Cycling, swimming, dancing, skipping, anything can be, like not just that rigorous gym exercise. You can do exercise on your own at your own home, or something like related to yoga can actually be done in your own study room. So yeah, we can do that. Then we have promoting positive health and well-being. So now we have seen stress management technique. Question comes, please remember, if question is asking you how to promote positive health and well-being, you have to write these down. And if the question is asking about the stress management techniques, you have to write those. Okay, first of all, we have Kobasa. Don't forget, Kobasa is like a very important person. He gave the personality traits of hardiness. These were the three C's, which were commitment, control, and challenge. So commitment is commit to your work, family, hobby, and social life. If you have some work, just commit yourself that you will be doing it every day. If you have your family, just fix the time that this is my family time and I'm not going to entertain anything in this time. Then if you have some hobby, please take out some time to engage into it. And then if some social life, over the weekend you should go meet your friends just to chill a little and calm your mind. Then you have control. So control is a sense of purpose and direction in your life. So now if I have a goal that I have to go to a work, come back to my family, do a little bit of my hobby, meet my friends on Saturdays, so these things should be under control by yourself. Then we have challenge. If you see certain changes, see, life does not go according to you. Life will have multiple challenges coming up in front of you. So you should know how to deal with them. You should know how to take it up as a challenge and not as a threat or a harm. Okay, so hardiness is a set of belief about oneself and the world and how we interact. It takes a sense of what you are doing, a sense of control over your life, and a feeling of a challenge. Then comes the life skills. So acronym SITARO is used, like this is the acronym that you can use for learning all the initial words that you have to write in the life skills. So life skills are basically adaptive skills that that enable the individual to meet up these demands and challenges that are coming into the third point of the Kobasa's traits of hardiness. So first of all, see, SITARO, you must remember SITARO, it's like a very easy word. Sitar is a Hindi word for star. So SITARO, just remember it that way. First of all, assertiveness. मेरा होमवर्क कर दो, ओके, मेरा काम कर दो, ओके, मेरा प्रोजेक्ट बना दो, ओके, अरे मेरे लिए खाना ला दो, ओके. See, somewhere you need to put no and no okay. You are not okay to do all the chores of everybody and not yours. In the end of the day, you will be ending up by very much like stressful head, because you are like, I wish I would have said that. I wish I would have said no. I wish I would have said no, I cannot do it. So why I wish, and why haven't you done it? Why are we not able to say no? There is some pre-conditioning that has been done since childhood you are asked by your parents to do things that they say. So that doesn't mean if you are following your parents for your life, now you'll be following everybody out there in the environment and doing everybody's work because you just want to be a people pleaser. This actually harms your mental health, harms your physical health, because you are actually putting up extra efforts for others, which is not actually benefiting you only. See, assertiveness is the quality to say no. There are certain things where you should say no. You don't like to drink alcohol, say no. You don't want to work for somebody, say no. If you don't want to do certain tasks, say no. Nothing is going to go wrong. They will know that these are certain your choices and these are certainly some things that you want to do and you don't want to do. They'll not come up again and say, Mera ye kaam bhi tum karo, wo karo, ye karo, wo karo. No. Say no. It's a good technique. It's a life skill to say no. Okay. So you can, like, such as you can express your emotions by saying no. It's like something that gives boost in your self-esteem, ego, and a solid sense of your identity. Why? Because you have the capability to say no to somebody. Then you have a solid sense of identity that these are certain things I'm completely unaware. I'm completely aware that I don't want to do. Then we have time management. People always say, time nahi hai, time nahi hai, time nahi hai, and they're scrolling Instagram reels, YouTubes, and all the Netflix, and everything that they're doing is not making any use of their time, but actually wasting their own time. And then in the end of the day, when they're appearing for some exam, they'll be like, oh no, I should have given time to this exam a month ago. Now, देर होने से पहले अभी समझ जाओ, थर्ड चैप्टर पे हो. सो टाइम मैनेजमेंट, मैनेज योर टाइम वेरी जुडिशली एंड वाइसली. Get up early in the morning. Don't stay up like till late night. Get up early in the morning. Take up your breakfast. Breakfast should be a heavy meal. Then do all your studies, because morning your brain is actually functioning very well. Then take up some time for your hobby, lunch, sitting with your family. Go back to your study again. If you are appearing for certain main exams, then just take out some time for a walk or something. Read up some your like novels and some relaxing books so that you sleep peacefully, but manage the time like very wisely, because this time once gone will never return. Mind my words. See, then you can achieve your goals. Then we have rational thinking. Rather than thinking that my exam didn't go well because I was using Apsara pencil and not Nachraj pencil, we should rationalize thinking that I did not work hard to get my exam done. So we should be very closely connected and like to our thinking, and we should not think like distortedly, like thinking about things that are not of use right now and thinking about things that are actually irrational and giving you yourself like positive statements. Okay, koi baat nahi, padhai likhai nahi hoti, chalo so to leti hu main. What does that mean? If you're sleeping, anybody can sleep. Hunger, thirst and sex are basic primary needs. Animals can do the same. You are a human, just make a difference. Then improving relationships. See, relationship has a very important role to play in your life. Why am I saying it? Because if you have very good relationship, other areas of your life will be very highly functional. Mind my words. It will be like something that I have said multiple times. If you have good relationship, it can ace you in your life, but if you have bad relationship, it can destroy everything. Why? Because it like listening to other individual actually gives them also somebody who they can rely on. So listen to other people, express yourself how you feel, accept them as themselves. This is how you can improve your relationship, and improved relationship will have good and very what do we call it, very highly positive impact on your mental and physical health. Then we come to self-care. Never forget to do self-care. Just put sunscreen on, make your hair, go dye your hair if you want to, do whatever you like, but also care about yourself. Think, take out some time for a tea and a good novel and a good movie, or a good friend, or call up your friend like living in some different countries, but give some time to yourself. That will also help to build up your personality more and more nicer, and it is a life skill obviously. Then overcoming unhelpful habits. Certain habits are very painful, not just for your brain, not just for your what do we call it, not just for your brain or just for your physical health, but also for your overall development and your future. Like perfectionism. If I am teaching right now and I am using certain application which is giving me a watermark on my video, I should not be so much under stress to get the perfect video. that I am not making a video thinking that it should be perfect, it should be having like the most million views. It can be a normal education video transferring the real content, but not actually having like the best quality application or the best quality fine picture quality, but rather the best quality content that I have and I am able to communicate it with you guys. So here perfectionism is basically a very unhelpful habit, because you cannot be perfect in anything or everything of your life. If you're perfect in your academic sector, good for you. Dancing sector, good for you. Music sector, good for you. Acting, good for you. But not every sphere of your life can be perfect. So please help your brain and mind to understand that everything in your life cannot be perfect, but we can overcome it and we can actually work to get things done in a proper way, not just perfect way. Then procrastination. Once you have actually made up a timetable and you have like skipped 1 day, 2 day, it is really difficult to actually complete the third day and fourth day by also completing the past days that you have missed. So procrastinating once and twice actually makes up a vicious cycle of procrastinating again and again and again and again. So procrastination is something that I'll do it later, and when the time comes you're not able to do it because something. See, on the other day I was talking to my student and she was explaining me that there was a she's in a law firm right now. So she was explaining me about her project that was given, like a paper she wanted to do. That was a paper review that her professors were asked, like they asked them to, the students, to actually do the review of that paper, and she started working on that since the day she was told. It was like a month ago. But there were also her roommates and other colleagues, other students who did the work on the last day by the use of the great ChatGPT and AI. And professors are professors. They had the plagiarism check on the platform where they were taking the classroom. They were taking this whole document, and they gave 0 to the individuals who were saying I'll do it later, and then ended up making a blunder for their academic degree. So procrastination does not actually harm yourself, but also your academic degree, your future, your goals, your everything in life. Then we have avoidance. So everything you are actually deliberately avoiding confronting their fears and failures or rejection. So you are actually नहीं इस बारे में नहीं सोचते हैं, किसी और बारे में बात करते हैं, चलो चलो छोड़ो, इस बारे में बात नहीं करते. भाई छोड़ो 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 करके कब तक छोड़ोगे? एक पॉइंट पे तो आके अपने आप को कन्फ्रंट करना पड़ेगा ना. Then we have positive health. So सितारों हमने देख लिया. सितारों में हमने देखा S से सेल्फ केयर, I से इम्प्रूविंग रिलेशनशिप्स, देन वी हैव T से टाइम मैनेजमेंट, A से असर्टिवनेस, R से हमारा रैशनल थिंकिंग एंड O से ओवरकमिंग अनहेल्पफुल हैबिट्स. नाउ वी कम टू positive health. So positive health is basically SPSquareED. This is again an acronym to learn these. So first of all you have health. Health is not just your physical health. You're doing well, you're not ill, you don't have fever, you don't have cough, you don't have any other major illnesses, doesn't mean you're healthy. You should be physically, mentally, emotionally, socially, spiritually healthy to be called as a proper healthy person. It's not just merely the absence of any disease. This definition is actually given by World Health Organization, WHO. So the factors that act as a stress buffer and facilitate our positive health are, first of all, diet. This is something that is under our control. If you want to go and take up pizzas and burger, and if you want to go and take up salads and whole grain, multigrain attas and all, rice and all, it's your choice. But it's basically purely something depending on you to decide if you want to go on the right side or on the wrong side. So here you basically take very nutritious diet which has like what all, everything should be covered, proteins, vitamins, minerals, everything should be there in your diet, and then that will actually gives you more energy. And it actually depends on also on your genetics, that how you eat, how your climate, how your culture is built up. So people living in like Bihar and UP, so they are taking much more rice than people living in Rajasthan, they're taking much more wheat and atta and all. So we have different eating habits, but there are also healthy foods and not so healthy foods that you might know very well. Then exercise, we've already talked about it. So exercise actually manage weight, reduce stress, reduce tension, reduce anxiety, reduce depression, and also stretching exercises like yoga asanas and aerobic exercises like jogging, swimming, cycling. These also help you to calm your mind and your health becomes much more nicer. Then positive attitude. See, we have seen people of all spectrum. ठीक है, we have seen people coming from all the spectrum. नहीं मुझसे नहीं होगा, नहीं मुझसे नहीं होगा, मैं तो सब कर सकता हूँ, मुझे तो सब आता है, मेरे से आगे तो कोई है ही नहीं. दोनों ही बहुत opposite sides पे है स्पेक्ट्रम के, but having a positive attitude, like new ideas, sense of humor, thinking about things in a positive way, कि अच्छा अगर आज नहीं हुआ तो कोई बात नहीं, और मेहनत करेंगे थोड़ा हो जाएगा, doesn't mean, see, always remember, an exam is an exam but not your whole life. An exam will always be your exam and not your whole life. You cannot take your life just because of your exam, because that is a part of your life, not your whole life. So keep your positive attitude towards every sphere of your life, towards your relationships, your homeworks, your projects, your exams, your life partner, your family, everybody. So that will also make you think in a perspective which is actually very clear and actually very positive for your own future. Then you have positive thinking. See, positive attitude is towards like 3 components: towards your thinking, your feeling, your actual behavior. Like you're thinking positively, you are actually feeling positively, you're actually behaving positively. But positive thinking is only related to your that part which is going on here and not anywhere else. Not in your feeling, not in your behavior, but only in thinking. So rather than thinking everything goes in a wrong way, think in a opposite way, and you will have, like, optimists may assume that that the adversity can be handled successfully, whereas pessimist may anticipate disaster. कि अगर कोई चीज हो जाती है, कोई इंसिडेंट हो जाता है, तो they will think in a positive way कि कोई बात नहीं, भगवान की इच्छा थी, या फिर कोई बात नहीं, और मेहनत करेंगे अच्छा हो जाएगा. बट a pessimist will think in another way. They will be thinking, ये नहीं हुआ, क्या ही होगा, मेरी लाइफ में मुझसे कुछ नहीं हो सकता, मुझे कुछ नहीं आता, मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकती या कर सकता, मैं कभी कुछ कर ही नहीं पाऊंगा लाइफ में. And then they, sometimes kids take really big actions. Then we have social support. Social support is basically extrinsic. Also, it's a buffer. It's basically something that everybody requires, but it's on us to ask for it. Please ask for it when you need it. ठीक है, सबसे पहले there is a perceived support, which is a quality of social support which is positively related to health and well-being. Perceived, मैं सोचती हूँ कि हाँ मेरे पापा मुझे सपोर्ट करेंगे, मेरी मम्मा मुझे सपोर्ट करेगी, मेरे फ्रेंड मुझे सपोर्ट करेंगे, मेरी सिस्टर मुझे सपोर्ट करेगी. So these are certain people that I perceive will be my major supporters in my life. Then we have social network. So this is not related to social support, but network is something how many. So you might have heard from your parents or elder people in your life that बेटा ज्यादा दोस्त नहीं, एक ही अच्छा दोस्त काफी है. तो सोशल नेटवर्क चाहे कितना ही बड़ा हो, जरूरी नहीं कि वो आपकी वेलबींग को डिसाइड करता है. सोशल नेटवर्क कैन बी लार्ज एंड द पर्सन कैन स्टिल माइट टेक blunders, do blunders and take very ridiculous actions towards their life because they don't perceive connected to other people. They don't perceive that they have social support. So people who have high social support from families and friends may experience an experience of like less stress and in the stressful situation. Obviously, if I'm under stress, I can call my mother, I can call my sister, I can call my father, and I can ask for help if I need any sort of help. So these are certain types of help that we ask for. Let's see, social support may have 3 forms. सबसे पहले है tangible support. It's a material support. फाइनेंशियल, मनी, गुड सर्विसेज, किसी भी तरीके से अगर मुझे, जैसे इफ आई हैव सम प्रॉब्लम एंड आई नीड सम मोर मनी फ्रॉम माय फादर, सो आई कैन आस्क फॉर इट बिकॉज आई नो दैट ही इज सपोर्टिव. देन वी हैव informational support. So informational support, I get up in the morning and I see multiple emails and missed calls of my juniors asking about how to take out TC, how to go for this course, how to file this diploma, how to get this degree done, how to do this and that. So because they have certain things that are going up in their head, they need support in this particular thing and they want somebody to help them. And if I am helping and answering their call, they are getting the information about a particular thing, it is actually benefiting them in a long run, and they are feeling like, yes, we are done, we get the steps to go to achieve our goal, and this information is really great for us. So this informational support is also social support, because they know me, they can call me, they can ask me, they can take classes from me, and they can ace their examination. So in this, they are getting information about everything they want, and they are getting relaxed mentally. Then we have emotional support. So sometimes things that you want to happen in your life doesn't happen, so now you want emotionally available individual. We say, अरे मेरे पे बहुत पैसा है, बहुत गाड़ी है, बहुत रईसी है, बहुत ये है वो है, and then you still end up attempting suicide or something, like living a very lonely life and living like a very sad life, irrespective you have everything in your life, because you don't have emotionally available people. So you should have somebody who you think that you love, you care, and you want, yeah, you value them, and also you feel that you are loved, you are cared, and you are valued by that individual. Here, when you call up your mother and you tell everything and anything that has happened or that has gone wrong with you, that is where you're actually having emotional support from your parents and your whoever you have, like primary caregiver, your sister, your brother, friends, anybody. So here you have emotional support, and you are actually getting your stress relieved by that emotional support. And social support actually leads to mental health benefits, both by the giver and the receiver. See, sometimes it's very big to give something than to receive. कभी भी करके देखना, किसी को देकर जो खुशी मिलती है, लेकर नहीं मिलती है. सो अगर आप किसी की हेल्प करोगे तो उससे भी आपको और खुशी ही मिलेगी. सी, आई हैव किड्स ऑनलाइन लर्निंग फ्रॉम मी. Okay, I have done online teaching, but giving this information, this set of knowledge, this set of resources that I have for grade 12th and 11th and college and post graduation and any thing related to psychology, giving it out free for others and giving it out here for you is making me feel much more nice, much more happy than actually taking charges and giving this knowledge to only a few number of people. So please value education and keep learning. I hope you like the chapter and the lesson and the lecture. With that, we'll see you in the next lecture, and we are done with our chapter 3.